First thing we do with our project is we knead our clay down and go both ends like this. Okay, once it's kneaded and it's ready to go, to make sure that it's soft enough and it's pliable enough. So we take a small worm, we coil it, there's no cracks and it's not falling apart. Pour it on the side and take a roller. And then when we roll it, we keep the roller on the cardboard and you go back and forth. And you can turn it over and you can go back and forth this way. What you want to avoid doing is like kind of going off the side and making it where it's thin in one area. So we want to keep our cardboards on the side and we want to have a consistent thickness all the way around. And that's kind of thick for me right now, so I'm going to take 2 pieces. This is pretty thick cardboard, so I'm actually going to go with 1 piece of cardboard. So you can gauge the depth. That's going to be something that you do on your own. So you're going to independently decide whether it's too thick or too thin. And if you don't like it, you just crunch it up and start again. So I like it this way. And this is this is the reason why we have our clay the way it is, so it can just bend on my hand like this and it doesn't fall apart. Now we're ready for texture. So in this exercise, we're inventing our own texture. We're going to use about this much clay. And in this exercise, I want you to make some sections like this. And I want you to invent texture. So like, for instance, you're going to go around, just look for things that you can invent texture with. So I'm going to use like the back side of my handle here to create some texture. I can go around and I can say, well, let's look at the front of this. This makes pretty interesting texture here. So that looks pretty good. Now, does anybody have a pencil on them? You have a pencil? You have a pencil? Go get a pencil. We can try something with a pencil. I have this. This might be something that's interesting. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I can go with this. I can use something of a pencil. Maybe I can use the eraser of a pencil. That makes some deep texture there. That looks pretty interesting. Maybe I can use the point of a pencil. So I want you for this exercise is to invent your own. We're going to turn this over and we're going to so to transfer this, we use our stylus and we poke holes all the way around. So then when I take it off, I have it's kind of like connect the dots. So now I cut it out, and I don't have to be perfect. But I'm going to save these pieces for later. And this is, I'm going to go a little bit bigger with my tail right there, and go like this and like that. So now I have, that looks pretty good. And so our texture kind of gets into random places. Now, and that'll be kind of cool. That looks like a cool eye right there. And then I'll do this. Maybe I'll take some of this and I'll make a fin for it. And that looks kind of cool. Now we have to be able to connect these. We scratch, we slip, and then we stick. And then this time I'm making a coil. And a coil is this. We have to make sure we test it again. It's been out and it's been used, so we got to test it. And it's still really good. There's no cracks there. So when I make a coil, I can kind of work my clay this way. So you see how I'm shooting it this way. And I go back and forth. And then I twist it a little bit like this. And to get it into a spiral. I'll go back and forth. And then that's a pretty good coil. It's about, let me borrow a thumb right there. About the size of a thumb. That's perfect. Okay. Put this upside down and test it out. And that's a really good fit for this. And so I'm going to take that off. I'm going to cut it off. And I'm going to size it. And then I'm going to scratch it where it connects. Scratch it where it connects. Yep. Use my slip. And get some slip on there. Yeah, get some slip on there. Make sure it's pretty goopy. We want a really good connection with this. I'm going to scratch this up, and then we're going to connect it. This clay is pretty soft, so it is going to work well for us. Work my clay around the indentment here to make a tray. And then because this is going to be something to hold soap or a sponge, we're going to put a couple holes in the bottom. So, yep, so it can drain out. And we just want to kind of clean those holes.